Hey guys, what's up? It's Sean, Autotopia LA. Real quick before we get started with this badass truck we're about to shoot. We just dropped our new merch items this last Friday. They're already selling quick, so I'm just telling you, if you want one, go get it now because they'll be gone soon. With that, my friend Steven down here at SMP Fabs shot me a picture of this truck and said, this is so badass, you guys have to shoot it. So we've made sure to bring in another Sean. And this is Sean from Empire Fab.
How's it going, Sean?
Good, good, good. Thanks for coming all the way, dude. When I asked you to come here, I honestly didn't know it was Ventura. We would have come to you, so thank you.
Ventura's not that bad. The drive is nice.
Like you said, this thing's a total driver.
Yeah, customer drives it all over the place. I mean, he's driven it to shows in Arizona, driven it back in the rain.
Yeah.
He's already got about 4,000 miles on it, and there's rock chips on it, and he dropped it off.
And you said it's only been done about a year, right?
Yeah.
You've been part of building some pretty heavy-hitting customs that more than likely they're never gonna see 4,000 miles in their lifetime.
Mm-hmm. About 2008-ish, I was working for Wargasser Speed Shop. It was formerly Red Zone.
Yep.
We did a lot of fab work and stuff for Nelson Racing engines, you know, the F-Bomb, and a few other cars were in there. The market crash kind of slowed him down. He ended up going to work for Nelson, and I went to Hollywood Hot Rods. And all
part of a really heavy-hitting car. Sorry to like bring it back up again, but that is one of those Mulholland Speedster or Roadster?
Yeah.
What do you?
Mulholland Speedster.
That's what I thought. I always want to call it Roadster.
I did pretty much 90% of the metal work on that car the whole time I was at Hollywood. It's one of the nicest cars I've ever worked on in my life. It's just...
It's one of the nicest cars I've ever
great
seen.
Customer, great team, just everything lined up for that car. From Hollywood Hot Rods, I went to Nelson's, but there was some contract work in there for Foos. I did some overhauling. I did a wheeler dealer show, but then I worked for Nelson, where I worked for 3 years. I did a lot of metal work on Maximus. So about 2019, I went full-time with my shop. We have a team of 4 guys right now. We're just knocking things out as quick as we can.
So what year?
So this is a 1978 C30 single cab long bed dually. It's lowered on a 6.8. It's original paint scheme. It's original paint colors, and it's got a deluxe core package is the stripes on the hood, which is a factory option for the time.
Very 70s, gotta say.
Yeah, every body panel on this car is 100% original. We metal worked everything, straightened everything out. The trim and stuff, so like all the front trim is all original stuff. We metal worked any rock chips out of it. This initially would have been stainless. We chromed it to match the chrome on this so it has the same shine. It doesn't like offset. Original bumpers that we worked and then re-chromed. The grille is a repop, but we custom painted it, and then we used the original deluxe trim pieces in it, which is kind of a rare feature because these are getting kind of harder to find. But other than that, it's just a stock truck that we just went way too far on, you know? It's the customer's tow rig, and it's a beast for that.
I mean, some of the cars you mentioned, you're doing a lot of chassis built stuff. This is all original chassis to the truck?
Original chassis. We do a notch kit for the rear. It wraps the frame all the way around, and it has overload bags built into it for the drop. And then on top of that, we do a cradle for the back of these with a hide hitch. And in the cradle has dual compressors, dual tanks, and onboard air management from Logic that will automatically level loads when you hook it up in the back.
That's super cool. Well, let's pop the hood. You're gonna have to teach me a little. I was telling you, I'm not a big diesel guy, so I don't know the world. Dang though, this is immaculate in here.
So what we've got is a 98.5 24 valve Cummins. It's a brand new engine, remanufactured. It's got a Banks hot side on the turbo that they sponsored us with, and the Banks Monster Ram. The whole exhaust is a 4-inch exhaust all the way back with a Banks Monster muffler. We custom built the water to air intercooler, which is over here. We did all of the water boxes. So this water box for the intercooler has a built-in pump on the side. We have the overflow tank for the radiator on the other side, and then we did all the aluminum work inside the engine bay as well.
Is the firewall modified at all, or is it?
So original firewall, we just shaved out the AC side of it. But the 24 valve, they make motor mounts that bolt this thing right in. We did have to do a custom transmission because we went with a 6-speed Allison transmission out of the Chevy truck. We wanted to keep it automatic.
For towing, I would.
For towing and just for cruising, not have to worry about driving in traffic.
Yeah.
But the only automatic that is a perfect fit behind this motor where we're not gonna have any issues is an Allison transmission.
Got it.
It's ran off a standalone harness that controls everything, and we can manually shift if we need to, like climbing grades and towing a trailer. We need to shift down, we can do that in case it's hiding for gears. The motor itself is internally a stock build. It's a street performance engine, meaning all that it has done to it is like ARP head studs, and a little bit of port work on like the water system so it cools better. The motor on this thing, we're around 300 horsepower and about 550 torque in this.
Gotcha. That seems like a great range, plenty to...
We didn't want to do big power. We wanted reliability. And the other plus with this motor is none of it is like super custom. So if anything happens to this motor, you go right to the hardware store and everybody has stuff for Cummins.
You know what stands out to, and dude, I'm not mechanical in the slightest, but when I see plumbing, how it's run and how it's away from where you have a lot of heat, like I see, you know, sometimes you see fuel lines running like right next to a header and you go, man, isn't that a bad idea? That kind of stuff just stands out, how clean it is, how OE it looks, you know? Is it a stock brake setup on this?
So this is the stock brake setup on it. It's just a new and remanufactured Hydro Boost. It's all factory from the truck originally. One of the things that we did do in the truck that is new is it does have a Motec under the dash. So there is no fuse panel here. This is the factory fuse. The wires kind of just go into the what it looks like it's stock, but then from the inside, it goes into the Motec. The lighting's tied into the Motecs, and then we have a under-rail lighting in the bed that we'll show you when we get back there, but that's all tied into the Motec and has a few features. Like if you forget to turn the lights off, as soon as you get in the car and you hit the brakes to put it in gear and drive away, once you hold the brakes more than 3 seconds, the lights automatically turn off. So it's got fail-safes on a lot of things on the truck. We added disc brakes to the back. It was originally drum. So it's the original Dana 70 rear axle, and then we converted it to a disc brake axle.
The wheels are bitchin'. That's not a stock wheel, is it?
It is a stock wheel for a Kenworth semi-truck.
Oh shit.
So that's a 22.5 dually wheel that was machined down to a 22-inch rim. So you could put truck tires on it. It's a 10-lug wheel, so we have 8 to 10 lug adapters. And then we billet machined the hubcap based off the original dually hubcap design from 1978. And that's what we have covering our lugs on this truck.
Wow, badass. It's so good looking, man.
There's no benefits to it other than it just looks really good, you know, with this setup. You know, and some guys stick the 24s on here and the 26s, the semi ones. And I think the 22 is the right fit, and you do them, you set them up right, they just look really good on the truck. So we actually are gonna be putting the hubcaps on our website for sale. They are pricey because they are solid billet. Some of the other little details, like, so we have the stripes on the hood. That dark blue stripe on the hood is also what is in the trim.
I caught that this is blue because obviously it's sitting against blue.
Yeah.
I just assumed this was black, so I can't wait to actually see that outside.
We do a lot of square bodies, so we're calling this the Empire Special. This badge is like original style. Normally it would have either had camper special or it would have said the trailering special or something like that.
Very cool, man.
This truck's name is Elwood, is what we called it, from the Blues Brothers.
They're not gonna catch us. We're on a mission from God.
This is original styling of a diesel badge for a square body.
They're totally remade.
We remade it. Normally this would have been orange and yellow in here. Once again, it's the dark blue and the light blue.
Is that all?
That's all billet.
Yeah, yeah.
The mirrors are original,
Yeah.
original door handles re-chromed.
To anyone like me that doesn't know this truck, sees it rolling down the road and you go, wow, that's a really super clean old dually.
Well, and that's the thing, is we wanted it to look stock, you know. It looks like a stock truck with rims. Being with the 24 valve, it's actually getting really good mileage.
Yeah.
Just driving it here, we was about an hour and a half today, and I probably got about 6 or 7 thumbs ups and like waves on the freeway. Just
I believe it.
because you're not seeing these anymore.
So clean. It really blows me away that you guys kept all the original metal. Was it a mess? Was there a lot of...
Okay, so I think the only thing original from the original truck that came is one fender and a dually fender. So we had to buy another cab because this truck was so rotted. So we got a new cab and then we used all the sheet metal from that cab and fixed that. The dually bed from this one was destroyed, so we took the dually bed from the other truck. It was a Huntington Beach truck its whole life, and it was rotted beyond belief. Like, we took it apart, and it was just rust I've never seen in square bodies. This thing had it. It was like the craziest thing. It is original square body still, just not original to this truck. The bumper's original that we just redid. This is original back panel that we blew apart, the inner structure, and then metal finished all the dents out. And that's just because the repops, they don't look as clean. The only thing that we did do is we got a Marquet trim, which is probably one of the nicest trim you can get for a square body. But then the dually fender caps were stripped, repolished, and cleaned up because these you can't get repop.
really immaculate. And the bumper, is
So-
it sitting where it would stock or?
Yes, but this bumper is a sport bumper. We would came on a sport truck or would have came on a Blazer or a Suburban. The dually would have had the big one with the step. We went with this one because we have the flip up license plate and then we have the hide-a-hitch with our cradle and everything in the back.
So that's where the plate's at is
It's
here?
not gonna go up right now. But the hitch is back here and then we have the 7-way plug. We're
Yeah.
gonna design one that actually flips down.
So-
But the air compressors are back there and the air tanks are back there for the air management.
So for right now, if he wants to tow,
He'll
has
just
to pull
pull
the
that.
plate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just caught this. This is bitchin'.
In the back, we took a Ford Raptor switch, put it in right here. And so we did under rail
Dude.
lighting in the back.
That's so sick.
And so we can program it multiple ways, but you hit it once, turns on those lights. You hit it twice, it turns the reverse lights on if you're hooking up a trailer. And then you hit it a third time, it turns everything off. But if you forget and all your lights are on, it'll automatically turn off after 15 minutes, or if you hit the brake pedal for 3 seconds. So it's got a fail-safe into it.
That's so smart, man. God, the lighting looks great, doesn't it? Is this, I mean, it says Holly, obviously.
So
Do they make this for this?
yeah.
Like, you
so
can just buy
Holly
this.
Holly bought the company that used to make all the mats. And so they still had all the molds. So Holly remakes them now. And I prefer the matte over any bed liner. I think the matte just looks period correct for these trucks.
Man, I see the massive exhaust over here. Does it blow black smoke?
No.
No.
This whole truck would, like I said, was all set up to be just a stock runner, a clean driver, just no big powers, nothing that you're gonna worry about.
Ah, dude, I get it. I mean, it sounds like the owner has more than one vehicle to drive.
He has
This
a
is-
few.
This is his tow vehicle.
Yeah.
Because it looks very stock in here. But I'm guessing there's been a little tweaking.
All right, so we have modern gauges, modern stereo. Oh, and a modern steering column that's 2 inches shorter too.
So the steering wheel's not here in your
Yep.
place.
Original steering wheel, original seat, but the seat's been reupholstered with the bolsters.
That's what it is. I was like, there's no way it came
Yeah,
like this
no.
from
So it's the
Chevy.
original seat.
No
We
way.
just built up the bolsters and reupholstered it. We Frenched in the speakers into the kick panels. It's the original door panels, just re-metal finished all the aluminum and had it all rebrushed and cleared. Door cards are all re-dyed and retextured. The fabric is all new in it. Original headliner. It is a reman dash.
That's original headliner.
Oh, sorry. It's original headliner board, redone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're full of shit.
Yeah, no,
That's what
original
you
headliner board, my bad. Yeah, and then the dash is remanufactured, but the door cards on the kick panels are 100% original.
God, this is just friggin' immaculate. It's so 70s, bro. The colors.
It's a lot of blue in the interior,
yeah,
but it
it's
looks
so
great.
bitchin'.
We did the plaid on the seats. We didn't want to do a ton of plaid on the seats. These trucks would have had that option, or they would have had a hound tooth depending on the model and the trim. We took the buttons, or the original buttons from the seat, we just put them back in, but on the little plaid inserts.
I'm excited about your company because this is our introduction to your company, plus all the history you've mentioned prior to going full-time with your company. I really look forward to seeing more of what you guys do because I know this is one aspect of what you guys are doing given the vehicles you were telling me about. Please bring stuff to us because I'm already a fan of what you're doing. With that said, let's go. We'll get our cameras in here and we'll go take this thing out for a little drive.
Sounds good, man.
Wow, right away, dude. This doesn't feel like an old square body.
It's gonna be a completely different thing than everything you do on your show.
Yes.
One of the things I love the most about it is the Allison transmission. It shifts beautiful with this motor.
Yeah.
It works perfect with it. It cruises on the Freeway 75, no problem.
I mean, the downshifts are spotless, right? Oh, dude, this is really set up well, huh? You guys put a lot of time into this truck.
Yeah, I love driving this thing.
So I see what you mean. Like, I'm putting my foot, I'm halfway in it, and it gets going, but I mean, it's not brutal.
It was never a performance build.
Yeah.
It was a work truck build. So the whole time is we wanted reliable power out of the motor. The Cummins is a perfect platform. And if that's something you want to do with the truck is tow and haul,
Yeah.
you can't beat this motor.
Yeah. because I gotta admit, I never have driven a stock C30. I've driven stock C10s. Was this truck originally as stable as this is?
For the most
this
part,
feels just planted as fuck all. Is it part of it's probably weight, long bed, right?
A lot of that would probably help. Anytime you lower it, in my opinion, you're just, you're taking a brick and you're lowering a brick down. It's a little bit more aerodynamic. But the front is just drop spindles and a 2-inch drop coil, so it's technically a 5 in the front. And then we did a flip spring in the back with helper bags. And then the bags in the back, I always keep about 10 pounds in them. It's not too stiff in it. And the other thing is this motor weighs a ton, so that's helping a lot with the spring rate in the front.
This definitely feels more like a pull truck than a go fast truck.
Yeah.
I ain't knocking it for a second. The truck drives just friggin' amazing. So you guys, it sounds like what you predominantly are doing is ground up builds, right? Like,
we're doing, as we like to call it, modern restorations. Our ground up builds are built to the style of the car. So this is built as a tow truck. It's an elegant cruiser. Like, you could buy a brand new Denali these days, diesel truck, and it's a super bitchin' nice truck. We wanted to build this as like the Denali of the day, or the high country because it's Chevy,
Yeah.
It wanted to be the nice truck. This is the one you wanted to drive across country on a long road trip. It had all the features that, the other ones don't.
that's one of the things I love so much, dude, about companies like Icon to Singer to, obviously Roadster Shop with the Legends and Survivors and stuff is how many companies are making products now that they fall into the realm of almost one-off custom, but not, they're like, they're daily drivables, my point. So you know what I'm saying? You have the uniqueness of something that doesn't look like what everybody else is driving down the road. You have the nostalgia, but you also have some of the creature comforts that we've gotten so accustomed to.
Correct.
Especially if you actually were going to daily drive.
COVID changed everything. Before COVID, there was a lot of people building cars for shows, building for awards, building for certain things.
Yeah.
Now, like, prices of vehicles skyrocketed, everything's so expensive. Everybody's building these trucks now to drive. And the thing is you build a truck like this, you're not losing 50% of the value when you drive it off the dealer lot. You're gaining value with it every year. They are expensive. Resto mods are expensive.
100%.
But they're holding their value. And people are driving them. And now it's like you're getting custom cars that are going up to auction, but they have 20 to 30,000 miles on them now.
Yeah. Boy, you could just, I thought it was even going to bug me the way I'm sitting in here because we're so close.
We have
you
subs
guys
in
nailed
the
it but you nailed it with this seat, dude. It's really comfortable sitting in here.
I try to get the customers in the cars before we're doing, the upholstery and stuff. So everything's kind of designed around the owner of the car. This owner has no want to ever sell this truck.
Yeah.
He's a bigger guy. He's way taller than me. And so even for him to drive it, you are kind of close. The shortened steering wheel really helps. Just the overall feel with this car just feels, it's comfortable.
Because what'd you say, it's 2 inches shorter?
The steering column is, 2 inches shorter.
Because it's already, it's right at the point where any more this way or anything, I'd be like, fuck, I'm uncomfortable in here, but it just feels like a drivable everyday truck. So it doesn't, I just noticed though, so when I put foot to the floor, it's not gonna kick down and hit.
It does sometimes. It just depends on what gear you're in and where you're at in the gear.
Got it. It's the only thing that stood out to me is and you said it when you quoted the numbers of what power and torque it's making. It's not big, and I guess I assume, well, it's diesel, it's gonna be massive. God, how about that for a friggin' turning radius? I mean, dude, this is a really bitchin' truck. It's just not a rowdy truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, super mild. It's so funny, dude. I'm not giving any grief to anyone here. It's just funny because I'm so used to somebody says a diesel truck and my thought is, oh, it's gonna be rowdy.
There's Cummins out there that are big builds, but
I get what your purpose was: reliable, drivable, trailer shit across the country.
Well, and here's the big thing with this motor. This is what it feels like right now. You put a trailer behind this, put a car on the trailer, you do the same thing, nothing's gonna change. It's gonna do the same exact thing.
That, my friends, is just a really, really nice truck. And I love what he said when we were driving, that if there was a trailer behind it with a car on it, you wouldn't notice any difference in how it drives. And that's what the intent of this is. But just the few minutes of driving it down the road, man, it just feels great. And the seating is amazing in there. Like, I'm blown away of how nice this truck is, and especially built with the intent. And look at how bitchin' it looks. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Reminder, our new merch is out. If you're looking, you're thinking, buy it, because it'll be gone soon. With that, I say thanks for hanging and watching, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, man, later.